Tropical Storm Bonnie, the first storm to cross over from the Atlantic into the Eastern Pacific successfully since Hurricane Otto in 2016. Believe it or not, Tropical Storm Bonnie has crossed over into the Eastern Pacific with the destination of 4E now, located at 11.2 degrees north, 87.5 degrees west. It did keep its name given its LLC survived, meaning it is the first storm since 2016 to cross over into the Eastern Pacific successfully. As of 1 p.m. in Managua, this July 2nd, we're looking at winds of 40 miles an hour with a pressure of 1,000 millibars and a movement of 15 miles an hour to the west. Looking at the map and its position, you can see how new it is to the Eastern Pacific region there. Coming off the Nicaragua and Costa Rica coastline, tropical storm force winds only extending 40 nautical miles to the northern quadrants at the moment, none in the southern quadrants. However, this is likely to expand, and we will likely get those winds in the southern quadrant again soon. It's 96 miles away from Leon, 107 from Managua, 226 from Acajutla, 407 from Tapachula, and 736 from Oaxaca. That is 155 kilometers away from Leon, 171 from Managua, 363 from Acajutla, 655 from Tapachula, and 1,180 from Oaxaca. Of course, we could see some impacts in southern Mexico associated with Bonnie in regards to rip currents. We're not sure how close the storm is going to get to the Mexican coastline, but we'll be watching that in the days ahead. In terms of intensity estimates, the National Hurricane Center is at 40 miles an hour, which is actually the lowest. ATMS is 45, and SATCON is going with 60. Normally there's more estimates by this point, but given the fact this did just change designation from 2L to 4E, we're still getting the estimates on top of that. But here's the code. You can see tropical storm warnings on the Pacific coast of Costa Rica, Nicaragua still. Those will likely be expiring soon. Bonnie is expected to re-strengthen and will likely reach its new peak in the Eastern Pacific with winds of 85 miles an hour expected towards the middle of next week. And it could be a hurricane that lasts for a few days before eventually, probably by the end of next week, we could be seeing those cooler waters left behind by Blas and Celia begin to affect the storm. And here are the sea surface temperatures. You can see it's in the divot of cooler temperatures, but it's about to be in those temperatures of 28 to 29 again, and you can still kind of see that divot left behind by Blas and Celia that has been pretty much there for the last few weeks. So that will be interesting to see what ends up going on as Bonnie interacts with those cooler temperatures. And here are the wind fields expectations. You can see that the Mexican coastline still has around a 5 to 10% chance of tropical storm force winds. It has gone down somewhat, but as of right now, we'll still be monitoring just in case. In the meantime, heavy rainfall across portions of Nicaragua and Costa Rica will continue today, with flash flooding and mudslides expected, while tropical storm conditions are also expected in the tropical storm warnings for the next several hours. In terms of the multimodal diagnostics, again, it's only the GFS, given the fact this did have a designation change from 2L to 4E, and you can see that the GFS is still pointing a minimal hurricane, with wind shear going to moderate towards the 6th and 7th. Again, this is only one model, so don't take this at face value. Sea surface temperatures, they do go up to 29 again, all before dropping somewhat due to the upwelling left behind by Blas and Celia. And then, of course, in relative humidity, those peak around tomorrow and then slowly drop as you head towards the 6th and 7th. Here's a satellite image, and you can see it held together pretty well despite its landfall, given the fact it actually went between the lowest points in regards to Nicaragua and Costa Rica. So now it's just got to rebuild that back up. While strengthening may be slow, we are going to be looking at a much healthier storm. And needless to say, Bonnie is proving to be an interesting storm to track in both the Atlantic and the Eastern Pacific. We'll keep you updated as Bonnie continues the journey in a completely different basin. More updates will follow on Bonnie and all the other active systems with our live truck weather bulletin coming tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time.